Welcome to Vedic Mathematics basis-based values classes. We are exposing ourselves to values and features of 5-space VMST. Today we are entering phase 15. We are going to the shelter of Kailash Samhita. It is the 6th Samhita of ancient wisdom textbook Shiv Puran. Lord Skanda is the Lord of Kailash Samhita. The wisdom of Kailash Samhita and the enlightenment of Kailash Samhita is in continuity of the wisdom and enlightenment of Uma Samhita, the 5th Samhita. We have seen that the Kailash Samhita, which is in continuity of the Uma Samhita, is taking us to the northeast diagonal of values 5 at each face, making it a value 25, and the first transcendence range, second transcendence range, third transcendence range, and fourth transcendence range, fifth transcendence range, as is the organization of 5 cross 5 grid. This with the central northeast diagonal is having a pair of diagonals around it. The diagonal towards the west of the northeast diagonal is of quadruple values 4, 4, 4 and 4. A summation value 16, which is the TCV value of Uttar North, and the eastern side diagonal 6, 6, 6 and 6. These quadruple values of summation value 24 is equal to the TCV value of the formulation Dakshan. As such, this organization as it is parallel to the motion of the earth around its axis, which as a synthetic setup of northern and southern hemispheres ultimately makes it a phenomenon of a vertical upward progression of south to north. These are the features which deserve to be comprehended well for having an appreciation of transition from the enlightenment of the Uma Samhita for in continuity of further enlightenment of Kailash Samhita. This transition is a transition of a continuity, and it is this transition of continuity of the enlightenment of Uma Samhita and the Kailash Samhita is the first feature which shall be properly imbibed. Uma is the goddess of creative order enveloping the transcendental domain. Lord Brahma is the overlord of creator space, force space, and from the Bhrukuti, the middle joint of the pair of eyes of Lord Brahma is the emergence of Rudra, incarnation of Lord Shiv. It is this phenomenon of emergence, transition and transformation from the spatial order 4 space to solid order 5 space, which is the feature which shall be deserved, which deserves to be imbibed fully, and it is with it we will be in a position to appreciate that from the quadruple heads of Lord Brahma there will be an emergence of a Rudra and it is this emergence which in continuity will take to the Kalasha Samhita, and it is here where we have to appreciate that it is a reach from creator space to transcendental domain, while in a Kalash Samhita there is a transcendence from self-referral domain 6 space to a 5 space. It is this feature of a reach from value 4 to value 5 along a horizontal line, and a reach from value 6 to value 5 along a vertical line. And this is the format which is sustaining the diagonal, and we know that 5 space when transcends out, then it is going to structure a 7 space. 5 space in the role of a dimension structures out the outer space as a 7 space. Further, it would be blissful to take note that 4, 5 and 6 is the placement of Brahma, Shiv and Vishnu, and reach from here from 4, 5 to 7 as a reach from 6 to 7 is of value 457. It would be blissful to take note that the ancient wisdom of Shiv Puran is an organization of 457 adhyayas. There are 457 chapters of the enlightenment wisdom of the ancient wisdom textbook of 5 space VMST. Let us make a note in the TC value dictionary that the organization feature of ancient wisdom textbook of Shiv Puran is of the range of 457 chapters. Further, let us make a note that transition from the wisdom and enlightenment of Uma Samhita to the wisdom and enlightenment of the Kailash Samhita is going to be a smooth transition, like the earth revolving around its axis and simultaneously revolving around the sun, and these revolutions of the earth around its own axis and around the sun are going to be of the format as is depicted by the northeast diagonal, and it is this transition which will be taking up to a outer space, pole star as the center, and with the pole star as the center, and this whole motion will be as if it is from south to north. It is become a vertical. These all features are the features which are the values which deserve to be comprehended well, and on comprehension of it we will be in a position to appreciate and imbibe the Vedant as well as the Jyotish Vedang. Jyotish Vedang and Vedant both are the scriptures, and both are the values, and both are the disciplines of enlightenment for which we will find the real mathematical base as a base of 5 space VMST, and this base of 5 space VMST is going to be the mathematics of Ganita Sutras, and both these disciplines and formats and values as these are parallel to motion of the earth around its own axis and simultaneously along the sun itself. This as such will take us to a timeline of 5 years unit Sanvantar. So 5 years timeline is going to be the northeast diagonal of values 5 at each of its 5 phases. It is this organization, it is this format, these are these features which deserve to be imbibed well by the sadhakas who are anxious to acquire enlightenment of the order of the format of 5-space VMST. Now let us make a note in 5-space VMST textbook, notebook, that in phase 15 the focus is upon Kailash Samhita. The formulation Kailash is of value 4, 7 and 9. Its value is 20. This value is equal to the TCV value of a Ved. It is also the TCV value of a Dev. Further, it is also a value parallel to the synthesis of zero order transcendence ranges pair. And a step ahead, it will become a more blissful phenomenon as that the synthesis of single, double, triple and quadruple dimensions of linear order, or may it be of a spatial order, or may it be of a solid order, or any order. The summation value for all these 4 phases and stages is going to be 20. A step ahead, it would be blissful to take note that the hypercube of 5, which is enveloped within a creative boundary of 10 components, and it as a organization of 5 components of value 4, 5 components of value 4, 20 and a 20, which is a TCV value of Ganesh and TCV value of a Skand. Therefore, the family, the transcendental family of Lord Shiv, Goddess Parvati, Ganesh and Skand is the phenomenon of the format of 5-space VMST. In Kailash Samhita, there is an enlightenment of the Paranav Vidya. Paranav Vidya is the Om Vidya. It is the soul syllable Vidya. To have a proper appreciation and to have a proper initiation in the Paranav Vidya, one shall first of all be face to face with these 6 formulations. These 6 formulations are Om, Paranav, Om, Omkar, Udgit and Vashatkar. All these 6 formulations are the synonyms. These are the transcendental designations of the soul syllable Om itself. These formulations are the transcendental formulations, and these manifest within the creators of space, 4 space, presided by Lord Brahma as of 4 components each. The formulation Om is a composition of 4 components: Bindu, Surovar, Ardhamatra, Tripundaram and Swastik Pada. Tasya Vachka Paranava. The synonym of Om is Paranava, and it is also a composition of quadruple components: Par, Ana, Va and Visarjaniya. A step ahead, Om is a synonym of soul syllable Om and of the Paranava, and it also is a composition of, it is accepting quadruple components A, U, Ma and Om itself. So first 3 components and 4th is the integrated component of the first 3 components. 4th synonym is Omkar, and it as well is of a setup, a composition of quadruple components O, Ka, Ra and Visarjani. Step ahead, the 5th synonym Udgit as well is of quadruple components Ud, Ki, Tha and Visarjani. The 6th formulation Vashatkar as well is a structural setup of quadruple components Va, Shat, Ka, Ra. Therefore, we shall make a tabulation of these 6 formulations as 6 synonyms of soul syllable Om. The Parana Vidya is the Vidya which is going to be the enlightenment of these 6 formulations. These 6 synonyms together are preserving the enlightenment of Parana Vidya. Parana Vidya is a Brahm Vidya. It is a transcendental domain enlightenment. So transcendental domain enlightenment as a Brahm Vidya is the Parana Vidya, and this Parana Vidya is to be approached, to be faced, to be imbibed sequentially in 6 steps as Om, Paranava, Om, Omkar, Udgit and Vashatkar. It would be a very blissful exercise for the sadhakas that they shall be through the Vedic literature. There are 4 Vedas, Rig Ved, Yajurved, Samved and Atharved. There are 4 Upavedas, Ayurved, Dhanurved, Gandharved and Sthapatya Ved. These Upaveds are the applied values parallel to the pure values of the Vedas, and as such the Upavedas as well are of the order, value, enlightenment of the order of the Vedas themselves. As such, these Upavedas are also accepted as Vedas. Then each of the Ved is of different sequential phases of enlightenment. So each Ved is having its Samhita, Brahmana, Aranak and Upanishad. Rig Ved is having 21 branches, Yajurved has 101 branches, Samved has 1000 branches and Atharved has 9 branches, which ultimately are also transit and transform into 15 branches. So each of the Vedic branch is having a distinct Samhita, distinct Brahmana, distinct Aranak and distinct Upanishad. Now these Vedas, this Vedic knowledge is having Vedangas, means the initial learning exposure steps. These are Shiksha, Vyakaran, Nirukt, Chand, Jyotish and Kalp. So these 6 Vedangas are the foundations of the Vedic knowledge. These set of Vedangas are these 6 foundation steps lay the structure, the superstructure of the Vedic knowledge and the enlightenment, the ultimate sum up of this entire manifestation of the Vedic knowledge on the foundation of the Vedangas emerge, manifest and come before us as Shad Darshan. Of the Shad Darshan, the Sankhya and the Yoga Darshan make complementary and supplementary dimonad, and then Nyaya and Visheshik complement, supplement and make a dimonad, and a step ahead Mimamsa and Vedanta, Purv Mimamsa and Uttar Mimamsa, as these are the value sets, also complement and supplement. These give us triple daimonads. These triple daimonads as such a setup of 6 monads. These 6 monads, as these are the cosmic windows in terms of which the enlightened minds are face to face with the Brahman Vidya, with the Brahman, and it becomes the Parana Vidya. This Parana Vidya is the subject matter of insight and subject matter of enlightenment of the Shad Darshan. Lord Skand is a 6-head Lord. Lord Skand is a six-head Lord. Lord Skand is the reservoir of enlightenment of a transcendental domain. Lord Skand, six-head Lord, takes us to the transcendental domain. It is taking us to a Kailash, the northern peak. It is taking to the northern peak. As we know, the northeast diagonal in this organization format goes a south to north vertical line and reaches up till the pole star, the seventh space. Therefore, the ultimate enlightenment is the enlightenment which is provided by Lord Skand. Lord Skand provides the ultimate enlightenment of the transcendental domain presided by the transcendental Lord Shiv. We further know that Lord Skand with six heads approaches the transcendental domain in six different views, six different aspects, six different phases of the enlightenment of the transcendental domain or the approach of the enlightenment of Lord Skand. We further know that six space plays the role of origin of a five space. So six space is the origin of a five space. As such, the enlightenment of Lord Skand is the enlightenment of the transcendental domain with a seat at the center of the transcendental domain. Lord Skand with his six heads having a placement at the center of the transcendental domain. That means Lord Skand with his placements by placing himself at the seat of origin, that means within the cavity of heart of the Lord Shiva. So Lord Skand with a placement within the cavity of the transcendental Lord gives the enlightenment about the transcendental domain. The enlightenment of Lord Skand, the enlightenment of the sixth Samhita, the enlightenment of the Kailash Samhita is the enlightenment from the origin of the transcendental domain. It is an enlightenment flowing from the heart of the transcendental Lord Shiva. This enlightenment of the Kailash Samhita is emanating from within the cavity of heart of transcendental Lord himself. So transcendental Lord is blessing Lord Skand, and this blessing of the transcendental Lord upon Lord Skand is of the order of the blessings of transcendental values within the heart, within the cavity of heart of the transcendental Lord himself. This way we can appreciate by sitting comfortably and permitting the transcending mind and having an appreciation that Goddess Uma is giving enlightenment, is bestowing enlightenment about the transcendental domain with the role and placement of the creative boundary of the transcendental domain. Uma Samhita is preserving the enlightenment about transcendental domain as a creative boundary of the transcendental domain. Lord Skand, the Lord of the Kailash Samhita, the sixth Samhita, is preserving the enlightenment about the transcendental domain of the order of the transcendental grace flowing from within the cavity of heart of the transcendental Lord Himself. With it, we shall make a further note in our notebook, as this phenomenon deserves to be appreciated and to be imbibed fully as Jyoti manifestation. The transcendental domain is a 5-space domain, and hypercube of 5 is a 4-fold manifestation layer, and this 4-fold manifestation layer is of summation value 18, and this value is equal to the transcendental code value of a Jyoti. Therefore, the Jyoti, when it manifests within a creator's space, and this manifestation within creator's space is a manifestation of a 4-fold manifestation layer. Now, this manifestation of the Jyoti is a phenomenon. This is the phenomenon of the Vishnu Lok, the 6th space, the 6th space presided by Lord Vishnu. So, this Jyoti manifestation phenomenon is the phenomenon of the Vishnu Lok. Vishnu Lok is the 6th space domain. This 6th space domain is presided by Lord Vishnu. 6th space plays the role of origin of a 5 space. 5 space is the origin of 5 space is the heart of the transcendental Lord. Therefore, within the cavity of the transcendental Lord, within the heart of Lord Shiva, is the Jyoti manifestation. Manifestation of the Jyoti within the heart of transcendental Lord is of the order of the Vishnu Lok. It is this phenomenon, it is this feature, it is this value which is to be appreciated. That is why the Divya Ganga Pravaha, the flow of the Jyoti in its manifested form, for its reach up till the transcendental domain within the creative boundary, is the phenomenon which is going to be the ultimate phenomenon of enlightenment of the existence phenomenon of our solar universe. It is going to be the phenomenon of the reach from the orb of the sun till the orb of the earth. Therefore, entire organization of the existence phenomenon of the solid boundary of the creator's domain, creative boundary of the transcendental domain, and transcendental boundary of the Vishnu Lok of the self-referral domain. And then as a reverse of phenomenon, it is from the origin that there is a transcendence flow within the domain. Therefore, it is this twofold phenomenon of outward expansion and inward expansion. It is this dual, simultaneous, parallel expansion phenomenon of our existence format of a Sthapatya miring rod presided by Lord Vishnu, with Mayer presided by Lord Brahma, and the transcendental flow as a transcendental carriers is presided by the transcendental Lord. One may have a pause here and take note that the Creator's space is a spatial order space. As such, the manifestation of a transcendental carrier means a synthesis of a pair of transcendence ranges. Then at the second manifestation stage, it will happen that there would be a pair of transcendental carriers. So, pair of transcendental carriers means a quadruple transcendence ranges. So, simultaneous carrying of pair of transcendental carriers as quadruple transcendence ranges is the phenomenon about which is the enlightenment of the Skand. Lord Skand gives enlightenment, provides enlightenment, bestows enlightenment, brings us face to face with the enlightenment, makes us entitled for the transcendental grace by bringing us face to face with the phenomenon of pair of transcendental carriers as quadruple transcendence ranges being simultaneously and as a single transcendence phenomenon happening, because of which there is a continuity of the existence phenomenon and there remains no discontinuity, and none of the components, none of the constituents of the transcendental values fulfilled within solar universe are in a discrete form. Each bindu is a bindu sarovar. Each point is a structured point, and this structured point is fulfilled with a jyoti. Jyoti fulfilled within a point. Point fulfilled with the structures of jyoti would mean a point fulfilled with the structures of hypercube 5. Therefore, 5 space point is the point which unfolds from within of its own, and it is this transcendental phenomenon of transcendental domain, and each component of a transcendental domain, each point of a transcendental domain being fulfilled with the transcendental value, inherent value of unfolding from within, and as such beginning and end as well as the middle all are of the same transcendental values. And it is this phenomenon, it is this enlightenment, it is this insight in terms of which we shall be entering the Kailash Samhita, and the Kailash Samhita is a scripture which deserves to be read in a sequential, in a very gentle steps, as it is to take us from south to north, it is to take to the height of the enlightenment, it is going to take us to a Kailash. Thank you very much.